Welcome to the Time of Your Life with the Baltimore County Department of Aging. I'm your host, Ethel Rasmussen. Today's show keeps you in the know by conveying important and interesting information about the contemporary topics that impact you, our viewing audience. Our show covers a celebration, provides important resources, and offers inspiration to all. We are pleased to have Baltimore County's retired and senior volunteer program volunteers, Pat Shiflett and Charlie Conklin, on the show. Stay tuned to be inspired by these two RSVP volunteers and the ways in which they give back to the community. The show continues with Caitlin Deranger-Puncheri, Assistant Director at the At Ease Senior Center, who will share information about BCDA's annual concert in the park at Oregon Ridge, an event not to be missed. The show concludes with Debbie Orlov, Community Business Liaison at the Baltimore County Department of Aging. Debbie provides information about senior center travel, senior box office, and what's happening at your local senior center. Older Americans Month is celebrated each May to honor the many important contributions made by older adults. It is also a time when those contributions reimagine aging stereotypes. Here to talk about Older Americans Month, volunteerism, and how do volunteers brighten their communities is Alison Vogrin, RSVP Project Director at the Baltimore County Department of Aging. Alison, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Ethel, for the opportunity to appear again.
Let's start the show with some background about Older Americans Month. Can you share a bit of history of the origin and why we celebrate it?
Sure. So it started back in 1963 under the direction of then President John F. Kennedy. And it was a time when there were very limited services for seniors, and he wanted to be able to recognize what seniors had given back to their communities. So every year since then, there's been a proclamation that the month of May is designated as a time to celebrate all that seniors give. This year's theme is Engage at Every Age, which means that anybody at any age can get out there, stay active, and enrich their lives.
Excellent. Baltimore County's Retired and Senior Volunteer Program, known as RSVP, is a volunteer program for older adults. Can you talk about the program and what it offers?
Sure. So we're a federal grant program. We've actually been around since 1971, although we're still working to get our name out there. And we're basically a liaison that's working to connect people who are 55 and over with volunteer opportunities throughout Baltimore County. I was just reading the other day that there are over 1.5 million nonprofits across the U.S. So when you hear people say they're bored and they don't know what to do with their time, I doubt it's because they don't know what to do. It's just they don't know how to get started. And that's where we would help people get connected with those agencies, find the best match for them based on their skills and experiences. So it's really looking at what they've done in their lifetime and how they can share that to benefit others in the community.
Now, the stations associated with RSVP offer a wide range of opportunities. Knowing there's an opportunity for everyone, what type volunteer opportunities are a part of that program?
Right, so as you said, it ranges. You could be working with kids to non-kids. I've got a few pictures that I wanted to show. One of the first pictures here is of a volunteer, Steve Fowler, who is working out doing tree maintenance, planting trees, and it's a great opportunity to be outdoors, very much needed service, and I know Charlie Conklin will talk about that later. And we also have volunteers who are in the schools and the classrooms, so they're mentoring, they're working on comprehension and math skills with the students. We have over 170 schools across the county, so there's lots of opportunity there. And then we have the Baltimore County Christian Work Camp. They're getting ready for their work camp this July 15th through the 20th, and they need volunteers to help do home modifications for people of low income and elderly. And here they're constructing a ramp. They've helped people who haven't been out of their houses in years get out. So if that's coming up, and we would strongly encourage volunteers for that. Then we also have the home team. They are a team of volunteers that is going out to visit with homebound elderly clients to give them companionship, but they're also delivering food as well to those who can't get out to get that. And then we have the Community Assistance Network. They have a food pantry in Dundalk where they're serving about 50 clients a day, and they need volunteers to just help sort through the food boxes. And they also have a homeless shelter in Rosedale as well as in Catonsville. So there's lots of needs. But beyond that, we have about 30 agency partners altogether, actually a little bit more. So if you didn't see something there that was of interest to you, I mean, we have it all. And if we don't, we would be able to refer you to other agencies outside of the program.
Lots of choices out there.
Yes.
Baltimore County RSVP program is obviously a very committed workforce and making a big impact in the community. How many volunteers do you have, and how many hours do they give each year?
So currently we're about 1,100 volunteers. We are one of the largest programs across the state of Maryland and Delaware. And last year, it was over 140,000 volunteer hours, which is very impressive. And I'm sure it's underreported because while we encourage everyone to give hours, there are probably more hours that they're doing that they're just not even thinking about it being volunteer.
Obviously, there's lots of benefits to volunteering, especially for older adults. Can you talk about those?
Sure. So research has shown that volunteering as little as 2 hours a week, which I think we can all find the time to do, has mental, emotional, and physical health benefits. So, if it reduces stress, increases socialization. They say 8 out of 10 people when surveyed said they made new friends as a result of volunteering. The Carnegie Mellon study showed that people who volunteered reduced their chances of hypertension by 40%, and they did over 200 hours in that 1 year period. So the physical benefits are there, the mental and the emotional, just all around that life-fulfilling purpose that you have. And then they even show that people live longer when they volunteer. So who wouldn't want to live a longer, healthier life?
Let's say you've inspired some of our viewers to jump into action. How can they become an RSVP volunteer to look at the opportunities that are available?
So we are in the office. So we're actually under the Department of Aging in Baltimore County, and we can be reached at 410-887-3101, or we can be reached by email, volunteers@baltimorecountymd.gov. And both Carmen and myself are available. We would set up a time to meet with anybody who's interested to assess what they want to do, and we can make that connection with the agency.
Outstanding. Thank you for taking the time to showcase the RSVP program.
Yeah, thank you very much.
We're going to take a short break. When we return, be prepared to be inspired by 2 RSVP volunteers.